Hi, my name is Sunny Chapman, and I have been a business owner and entrepreneur for over 20 years now. And everything that I share on this channel is about helping you to create a life of freedom and abundance on your own terms and in your own way. Whether you have a business currently or you're thinking about starting a business, I firmly believe that it is our mindset and our inner views about ourself and life that shape our ability to be able to create a thriving business or a thriving livelihood or just a life on our own terms and our own way. So everything I share is about examining those inner mindsets and things so that we can shift into a life of more abundance. So today, in the spirit of that, I wanted to talk about a dream that I recently had that was that perfectly symbolized and showed me something in a whole new way than I'd ever experienced in my waking state. And so I just had to share that with you today. And so what this dream's kind of going to be illustrating is you've probably heard the phrase, the quote, that we're more afraid of success than we are of failure, right? And a long time ago, I really didn't get that comment at all. It's like, yeah, maybe, but I don't think so. But then I've had some experiences along the way that showed me that was absolutely true. But the thing about it is that fear of success is subconscious. And the fear of failure is conscious. It's very conscious. So we're aware of that fear. So we can kind of deal with it better, and we know that it's there. But the fear of success is subconscious, so we're not aware of it, and we don't feel it in the same way that we feel the fear of failure. So this dream allowed me to feel that fear in real time, so that I really understood how powerful that really is, because I was always like, yeah, I get it, but I don't think that's really my issue. And I think it's everybody's issue, because everybody has subconscious fears about receiving all manner of abundance, receiving success, receiving money, receiving all of these things. So let me just dive right into the dream. So in the dream, I was looking at this piece of beautiful property, and it was beautiful, and I was aware that it went far further than I could see at the time. And I was also aware that this property was ours, mine and my husband's, and the people's. And I was also aware that something was going to hit it and take it out. Like something terrible was going to happen. A big wave was going to come and wipe it all out. A big fire was going to come wipe it all out. I felt that something terrible was going to happen. A big wave. And I was just bracing myself for that, but in the dream. But in this way that's kind of like I'm expecting this to happen, and I'm just resigned to it happening. Like in the similar way that we expect to be hit by bad things in life. And instead, what happened in this dream was that a wave did come, but it was like a wave of energy. This huge wave of energy washed over the land. It just washed over the entire land, and it did wipe through. But what it did was it made everything just burst into life, even more than it was before. And the land just burst into abundance, and was just like all of this abundance in the land and richness in the land was all coming out now. And it was so much goodness. And I was seeing this happen. And instead of being happy in the dream, I was like, oh no, but they're not going to know what to do with this. They're not going to be ready for this. Oh no. And I had this feeling, this palpable feeling of dread in my body in the dream, like a nightmare. It felt like a nightmare, even though it was this wonderful wonderful thing. They were about to be blessed with so much abundance, and I was afraid that the people wouldn't be able to handle it, wouldn't know what to do with it, they wouldn't handle it right, all these things. And of course, that's a perfect metaphor for how we are actually afraid to receive everything we ever wanted, because we're afraid we're not going to know what to do with it, we're not going to know how to handle it, and we're not prepared, and we're going to mess it up, and it's not right somehow. It can't happen. But the difference was, this wasn't just a theory anymore because I had this dream. It was like I could feel that reality in my body. I could feel the reality of that fear in my body. And it was real. It was like an actual nightmare. I was more afraid of that than I was of the wave of destruction before. The wave of destruction, I was like, I know how this goes. Okay, I'm ready. And we get that way. We get that way when we are kind of locked into a pattern of fear and scarcity, and we've seen so much of that, and we've experienced so much of that. And when that begins to change, when we begin to shift ourselves and do the inner work around that, and we begin to see different things manifest on the other side of that, and we begin to see more money and more abundance and more opportunity and more change in a positive way, it's almost like we're more afraid of that. And so this was this way that I could see that in such a powerful way. So what I want to say to you about that is just that, know that that's there. It doesn't feel super real and immediate to you. It feels like, no, that would just be a huge relief to me. Just give me that. I want that. I'm ready. I am so ready. Because so many times I have told myself, I am so ready for that. Just bring it on. I'm super ready for this next level of abundance that I've called in. But then when it actually shows up, I'm terrified inside. But not my conscious mind, my subconscious mind is what's terrified, because it has beliefs about myself and about the world, and how that's going to be dangerous in some way, or that's going to backfire on me in some way, or that's not going to be safe for me in some way, or I'm not worthy of that in some way, or because I'm not going to do it right or handle it right, or whatever it is. And so those are the things that we work with. Those are the things that we work with, is that when we get out of the way, then our subconscious mind stops running us in the conscious level that it has been running us. So I share that just to let you know that I had this experience of making that absolutely more real to me, so that I can share with you, so you know how real it really is, even though your conscious mind is not fully aware of that. Your conscious mind is like, no, I just want to fix this problem in front of me, and all I need is this amount of money for this problem, and I'll be set. And that's how our conscious mind operates, but our subconscious mind operates in a very different way. So all of that to give you some inspiration to look into some ways that you might be fearing if all of your wildest dreams. So I want you to think about this. This is your homework if you would like to take it on. If all of your wildest dreams about life were dropped into your lap this instant, right here, right now, what would come up for you? What comes up? Just like go to that space and feel into what comes up for you. So imagine those specific things, whatever they are, and what comes up for you as soon as that dream is just dropped into your lap right now, in full. What comes up for you? So I think this is actually the beauty of life, that things don't get just usually dropped into our lap in full at one time. We get taken through a process of acclimation, a process of clearing, and a process of growing, and a process of acclimation that allows us to be ready for those dreams and to meet those dreams as the person who's absolutely ready for them at a nice and more peaceful pace. I know we want to rush in, if you're like me anyway, I want to rush into everything head first without thinking, and I want it now. But I'm so grateful that the higher part of me, my soul, and it knows what it's doing. It has a timing to it that's wiser than the part of me that wants to move fast and have it now and thinks I'm completely ready. No, I'm ready. When I know I'm actually not, but I'm getting there. And so having patience with that process and just I love that life gives us that process. It's actually so kind. It's so kind and gentle, even though it doesn't feel that way when we feel so far away from the things that we're wanting. But it actually is. It actually is. But it's okay that it doesn't feel that way sometimes. That's totally okay. So anyway, let me know how that goes when you think about that. When you think about all those dreams dropping into your lap this instant, and let me know what that brings up for you, and maybe that'll give me some inspiration for my next video. And thanks for joining me. If you'd like to learn more about me, you can go to my website at sunnychapman.com, and you can get my free guide, How to Make More Doing Less, at sunnychapman.com/more. Bye.